We've got direct from Kabul, Dr. Alam Hamdard. Dr. Hamdard, very good evening to you. Can you hear me? Dr. Hamdard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can hear you. You can hear me, right? This is RKB. This is Rajiv K. Bajaj from the RKB show. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for calling me. How about you? How is everything in India?
Absolutely fine, perfect. Now we wanted to know from you the attacks which took place yesterday, as far as Kabul is concerned, were they directed at the Indian community, or was it just the ongoing series of attacks which have been taking place on establishments in Afghanistan by the Taliban?
Can you repeat your question again? Sorry.
Dr. Alam Khan Hamdard, the kind of violence which Kabul is witnessing today,
yes,
is that directed at, say, Indians? Is that directed at certain people, or is that just part of the anti-American campaign of the Taliban? Dr. Hamdard.
Yeah, this is a part of the Taliban campaign, on anti-American campaign. It is nothing special to India.
All right. Now, in terms of life in Kabul and life under the new president, not new anymore, of course, under President Hamid Karzai, how is it changed? Has it become better? Is the place more stable now? Do you have a good future, in your opinion, for yourself and for your children?
I think life has a little bit changed.
Yes.
Because of the donors' money. A lot of money is coming here in the economy.
Yes.
But sustainability is far away. We are not on the track to go to sustainability.
Right.
And this is the weakness of the Afghanistan government. On which side you see a lot of weakness in this law enforcement and security situation, like what today we had in Kabul.
Yes.
The same situation is on the fiscal and financial policies, and we are not on the right track to achieve our self-sustainability,
right,
particularly on the budget side. So that's the reason that the economy, the security situation is not improving.
Right. Now, Dr. Hamdard, this is at the moment with us one of the most prominent bankers of this region, Dr. Alam Khan Hamdard, speaking to us directly from Kabul. Dr. Hamdard, what would you like to see the government do? What do you want the Afghanistan government to do? Please tell us.
Yeah, the government has to raise the revenue and has to come with a good policies to raise the national income. And also, it has to stop the ongoing corruption in the fiscal and financial system of Afghanistan.
Right.
And also, it has to come with a projects and planning, long-term planning,
yes,
to come with more revenues to finance the budget.
No, but in terms of revenue, yes, but what are the resources for raising revenue at the moment? What are the areas from where you can actually raise revenue? Which areas would you like?
Unfortunately, we are not good in trade in industries. Afghanistan has only a limited number of industries.
Yes.
And but we are morely depending on the trade, and especially the trade is in import.
Yes.
And our trade balance is very bad. So a lot of the imports is going here in Afghanistan, and our more revenue is from the custom duties.
Right. But that's hardly anything, and that's not likely to improve. That is not likely to improve. So effectively, you're caught in a vicious cycle. Now, Dr. Hamdard, this is a question out of the box for you. Don't you think perhaps the time has come now for the government to, start licensing mining concessions in various areas? After all, Afghanistan is perhaps one of the richest, is one of the most mineral-rich areas on the earth. Perhaps you should now start giving out mining concessions in various places. Maybe that could be a great resource. That could be a great new revenue stream. Dr. Hamdard.
Yes, you are perfectly right. But before going to that stage,
yes,
the initial stage has to be taken, and that the government has to bring some reforms and has to fight seriously against the corruption to stop the corruption and avoid the revenue escape. There's a lot of revenue escape in Afghanistan fiscal and financial system. So government has to take some measures to stop the corruption and to increase the revenue, national revenue. After you have the national revenue, and then maybe you have the capacity to work on the mining sectors.
Yes.
And mining sector is, of course, is one of the greatest wealth of Afghanistan people.
That's right. Now we hear, how safe is Kabul at the moment, and the rest of the and the rest of the main cities of Afghanistan? How safe are they? Like, for example, if you're looking at Kandahar, or if you're looking at Herat.
Yes, Mr. Bajaj, you know that this explosion and this kind of the attacks has always been everywhere in the world. You have witnessed in New Delhi, and the
Yes.
few years you witnessed in Bombay.
Yes.
But overall, Kabul is safe and secure. Kabul is a big city. When some thing has not happening like today, it happened. So it doesn't have a lot of the effect on the economic activities and on a lot of securities. But today, what we had, that's unfortunately, we lost some people here in that area.
Yes.
But overall, the security situation is good, and everybody is safe. And that is the target planning, target attacks, which not worries everybody.
Now, but over here, for example, the Taliban attack on the U.S. Embassy and the NATO headquarters in Kabul. Now, that clearly shows that as far as the Taliban is concerned, they've still not lost their teeth. They can still come back. So, does that mean that you've got a lot of local sympathizers as far as the Taliban are concerned? Does it mean that? Does it mean that a lot of locals are still sympathizing with the Taliban? Are there some people in Afghanistan who would still like to go back to the old Taliban regime? Dr. Hamdard?
No, not that. These are not of the cases that you mentioned. The case is the corruption, ongoing corruption inside the government, which give an opportunity to Taliban and other anti-government forces to enter inside the city.
Yes.
And conduct such attacks.
Right. So effectively, what you're really saying is that even under the regime of Hamid Karzai, the state of corruption may have come down a little bit, but it is still there. Is it as rampant as it used to be when, say, the Northern Alliance was ruling Kabul? Is it as rampant as at that time, or has it come down?
No, it comes down, but the main thing is that the international community should right now think that they must not leave Afghanistan without the support.
Yeah.
The Afghanistan government cannot support without the support, and cannot bring the security to Afghanistan without the support of international community. And the international community has to think how security is vulnerable here in Afghanistan. And if international community is not helping Afghanistan, then security will be super much dangerous, and then there will be a lot of problems for Afghanistan as well as for the allies of Afghanistan.
Dr. Hamdard, what about the Pakistani role? What about the role of the Pakistanis and the role of India? How do you see that? How do you see that in the future of Afghanistan?
I think whatever Pakistan or India or any other country who want to have a good relation here, they have to come with a good message, not with a message of fighting, not with the message of bringing their own political agenda inside Afghanistan.
Yes.
They have to come Pakistan, either India or Pakistan or either any other country. They have to change their message, and their message should be here to do some investment here and bring the investment opportunities and job opportunities for Afghanistan people here. Then there will be no attack and there will be no problem for any country.
Now, at the moment, you've got a situation where the Americans have already announced a pullout, and they've drastically reduced their forces already as far as Afghanistan is concerned. And so have the rest of the NATO countries, and so have the rest of the countries in the world. And you yourself have said that as soon as the international community leaves, there's every possibility that there might be a return to anarchy in Afghanistan. In so many years, in these years when the Americans have been here, when the other NATO countries have been here, has Hamid Karzai's government been incapable, or has it been incompetent? These are two different things. Or did they lack the political will to have a good enough security system, to have a system of checks and balances, so that Afghanistan could stabilize after the Americans left, after the rest of the international community also left? Where would you put the blame?
Yeah, the blame I would like to put on the non-availability of the check and balance system here in Afghanistan.
Yes.
And that the non-availability of this system brought more opportunities for the more corruption people to come inside the government and do more corruption. And this corruption was resulted in such problems like we have now facing now in Afghanistan.
And do you think it's likely to go? Do you think this corruption or whatever else you might call it, do you think it's here to stay, or do you think that the people of Afghanistan themselves will revolt against it, will rebel against it, will come out on the street and force the government to do what ought to be done? Dr. Hamdard.
Yeah, I think we must have some people like you have in India.
Yes.
That who can come to the street and fight against the corruption. And this has to be done by Afghan people to come and peacefully demonstrate against this corruption, ongoing corruption. This is a good solution for that.
But do you think it will happen? Do you think it is going to happen?
I don't know, because I'm not a political person. I'm not related to political party, so I have no information about this. Will it happen or not?
And in terms of, all right, one final question. In terms of the Afghanistan economy, when you look at it in the last 5 years, has it become more stable? Has the income of people actually gone up? Has your GDP genuinely gone up? Has the personal income of people, has it gone up or not?
Yes, of course it has gone on. GDP has gone on, and the personal income has gone on. But the wealth, the distribution of wealth is very unfair and really unjustified. It's just within the Kabul city and with some big cities. But the majority of the population and majority of the area of Afghanistan are deprived, and they don't have access to such development in economics.
Right. Dr. Alam Khan Hamdard, thank you very much for talking to us from Kabul. Thank you so much, and a very good night to you.
Okay, thank you. Say my greeting to all Indian people.
Thank you.
And thank you for the help and support of the Indian people to Afghanistan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Dr. Alam Khan Hamdard is talking to us from Kabul. He, of course, is the head of the Islamic Bank in Kabul.